Yes, good morning everyone. First, I want to know that do you like sharing your knowledge or experience to other people? Do you enjoy it? Okay. Hmm. Yes. So, have you ever taught or applied in the educational place? Do you want to be a teacher? To be a teacher, sometimes we are also happy and sometimes we are angry with our student, but we still enjoy it. Okay, good. So, this presentation today is about my teaching practicum experience for 2 months long. I started studying at NAE from 11th October 2021, and the study will take time for 10 months for all teacher trainees who study Bachelor Plus One. Hmm? In this whole or in this studying, all teacher trainee they have the many assignments to do. They have the exam, including the semester exam or final exam as well. They have the teaching practicum in order to make themselves more better and better. Okay. They have the science fair. They have the research to do that related to the educational, like their teaching as well. Yes. So particularly in order to have all teacher trainee become a fully hired teacher of education, and they feel more confident, they become a professional one when they go to teach in the real class or in the real situation at their school. So NIE required them to have the teaching practicum for 2 months long. At the same time, I was prepared to have teaching practicum at Chia Simpson Tomok High School, which is one of the well-known high school in Phnom Penh among other famous high school in Phnom Penh also. Yes. And in this task, I applied myself in the real situation as I am a fully teacher. you know, that during these 2 months long as a teacher at Tomok High School, I knew and faced some problem while teaching in class. Some students were too quiet. When I asked them question, they don't answer anything. So it is difficult for me to know whether they understand what I have taught them or what they have learned or not. This is difficult for teacher. I try to give the explanation of the lesson and ask them the question because I want them to answer it. I want them to be brave in the class. Okay, and some of them raise their hands up to answer, but still a few students they were too quiet in the class. They don't answer it. Besides, most students have the language level, especially their English is very poor. That's why I cannot use English to teach them all the time. I also found some difficulty in control my students in the class while teaching because of some noisy students. They try to disturb their friend. They try to talk with their partner. Yes, they cheated to playing phone in the class. I don't know why, because they do like this. Maybe they are so boring in the class. Moreover, most students came to the class late. When I asked them, they said because they were busy at home to have their parents' housework. Some of them said, sorry teacher, because I am oversleep today. Okay, and because of some reason we can accept it. Some reason no. And if we look back to this problem, we can notice that all of these are the habit. You know why I say like this? Because still the same student of these few students came late and they have the same reason every day. So we know that is their bad habit. They don't pay attention in the class. They are so careless in their study, especially in English subject. they might think English is not very important for them. Okay, and sometimes the student pay less attention, maybe because of the class is not so interesting, like the hygiene in the class is not good, or the environment or the atmosphere in the class is not okay. The class is not well organized, or because of the teacher, a teacher don't have many techniques to teach them, so that's why they don't pay much attention in the class. So now I will tell you about my own experience in order to help my students to have feeling in their studying and change their bad habit. You know, during my teaching, I always try to walk around the class in order to help my students from all corners in the class to can hear me, can hear my explanation as well. So when they can hear the teacher as well, they will still pay more attention in the class. This is one reason. And I also did this to find if someone doesn't understand the lesson. Yes, so they can ask me and I will go to help them at their place or at their seat, so they feel comfortable. And when the teacher support them or assist them, yes, all the time, this is good. And I know another thing, teacher always meets some kind of student who are inactive in the class. This is the problem for teacher also. So teacher need to encourage those students to be brave in the class. Then I call their name to answer or to read the answer out loud to the class, especially for who are inactive in the class. It is okay if they cannot answer the question or they cannot read it, or whether the answer is right or wrong, it's okay, so the student will feel warm and are not afraid anymore. Another one, most students were too difficult to listen in English, then I need to teach them by using Khmer language also. I teach them by using English and Khmer both. Furthermore, I try to make myself as a role model for my students by coming to class on time. I mostly arrive at class before them. Yes. If they are late, I ask them the reason and tell them to try to the class earlier. And I also explain them that if you come to class on time, you come to class earlier, and you can catch the meaning of the lesson as well. You don't miss them. Yes. And another one, you also not disturb the friend when we start our lesson. Okay, this is a good point to help your student change the bad habit. Although it's not exactly what I thought it would be, but my class mostly changed to be better than before. Students are more active during class. They like my teaching and all of them were so lovely. I like all of them. And most of them change the bad habit to come to study on time. This is the real one that I try to change them. Moreover, they seem study hard than the first time I've met them. So finally, I just want to tell you that if you want to be a teacher and you want your student respect you and abide you, you need to learn to know your students' mind, whether they have feeling to study or not. If they don't have feeling to study, what methodology or what technique that you need to teach them, you give the activity to them to do that related to your lesson. This is one point. And another point, you need to do yourself as their model. You have the punctuality. You begin, you end the class on time, you arrive the class on time. Okay. And if you want your student keep their hygiene as well, you need to do the model for them also. You take the trash throw it into the rubbish bin. Okay, this is good. You do this in front of them, so they will follow you. You teaching with confidence. You have a well prepare yourself. You have a well prepare of your lesson plan. So all of this will help you to become a good teacher. Yeah, thank you very much.